Okay, here we go. So our objective for today, we're still going to focus on continuing with the additive inverse property, and we're also going to continue using our tiles to solve problems. Okay, so that's math practice standard number 5, which is using appropriate tools strategically. Are we there? So, with that said, our objective for today, I can add integers. Let's read together. 1, 2, 3. I can add integers. So, we're going to continue what we started yesterday, and I said yesterday with we were adding, right? But today we're going to actually formalize it because now we're going to add 4 different ways. And those of you that were with me last year, you already know what to do, right? Okay, those of you that weren't, we're going to go over it right now. So, with that said, copy the objective at the bottom left on your Cornell notes. And our concept for today is integers. So now, see if you can remember the definition of integers. We already went over it yesterday. See if you can write it in here by yourself. No. Write it in there by yourself, please. Okay, definition should have been something like this. Integers are whole numbers including their opposites. Hands if you got that by yourself. Good. By now this should be automatic for some of you. So examples. Draw your examples right here. Remember I asked you to draw a number line. Remember that? Okay, draw that please and give me some examples underneath. So hopefully you started with 0, got the counting numbers, and what else? And the opposite. And then you wrote some examples down here of your own, right? Okay? So now that we know what integers are, I want you to fill in your none examples. You don't have to draw a number line if you don't want to, as long as you write some none examples of what is not an integer. Alright, so some none examples. You should have written fractions, right? Decimals, right? Pi. Okay, so write your critical attributes. What are the most important things to remember about integers? Is that whole numbers and opposites. Write that in there, please.
Wow, you got someone who knows this.
Okay? Alright, so here we go. So what are we doing today? We're adding. So, before I go into that, yesterday I gave you guys another refresher on the additive inverse property. Remember that? Okay? So, but today we're adding the rule that you learned in the past in regards to absolute value. So pens down, eyes up here. I'm going to refresh in your memory. Here it goes. So, it says adding real numbers using the rule, which is the absolute value, using the absolute value. So check this out. I'm going to start with these right here. Pay attention, please. It says -8 plus 12. I'm going to use the absolute value rule in order for me to add these two numbers. So check this out. What is the absolute value of -8? 8. What is the absolute value of 12? 12. When they don't have the same sign, do they have the same sign, these two? No, we subtract. We subtract these. So subtract the big one and the small one. So start with the big one. What is 12 minus 8?
4.
4. Which is the greatest absolute value? 12. What was the original sign?
Positive.
That's why we end up with a +4. Let me show you again. Here he goes. Look at this one. Absolute value of 3 is 3. Absolute value of -15 is 15. Are these the same sign? No. So we subtract. What is 15 minus 3? 12. However, which is the greatest absolute value? 15, and that was a what? So this is a -12. Remember that? Yes, right? So that's if they're different signs. But what if they are the same sign? Let's see. This is absolute value of 3 is 3. Absolute value of 6 is 6. Are they the same sign? Yes. So we add them, and this is 9. And what sign are the original numbers? Positive. That's why this stays a positive. What is the absolute value of -2? 2. Absolute value of -9? 9. They're the same sign? Yes. So we add them. So that's 11. What is the original sign of each of these numbers? Negative. That's why it becomes a negative 11. Are we there so far? Okay, so keep that in mind because we're going to revisit this right now. Let me continue. So, don't copy this. We're going to get to this one at the end because I want us to understand in regards to distances, and it has to do with some of the stuff we've been doing on the warm-up, which involves what? Absolute values, right? Okay, so copy these steps down underneath your prayer model. It says you have about 6 or 7 lines there, right? Right steps. To add integers, number 1, represent each number on the number line, comma, with tiles, comma, ground zero, comma, as an expression. Number 2, identify all 0 pairs and use absolute values to add the expression. And number 3, simplify. Copy that, please. I'll give you guys about a minute. Circle the word represent for step 1. Step 2, identify. And step 3, simplify. 3 basic steps we're going to be doing today. Like I said, we already did these before, so hopefully it'll be a refresher, but we should get a little bit faster and more masters at this, right? Yes, Mr. Q. Good. So, with that said, let's get started, yes? All right, here we go. Example number 1. Copy this in the back, please. It says, add 4 ways. Example 1, add 4 ways, negative 3 plus 7. Now, I left the tiles on your desk because Math Practice Standard number 5 says to use tools strategically, right? What does the word strategically mean? It means that you can use stuff to solve problems. But it also means that you don't have to use stuff. It's for you to make a decision whether to use the tools or not to use them. But I do want you to draw your picture here for the tiles. Does that make sense? Okay, so let's do this one together. So, the first one, let's do this using tiles. Let's see. What do I start with? Negative 3. 1, 2, 3. Then from there, 7 positive. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We circle our 0 pair. And we're left with, so this is equal to 4. Remember that? Okay, so then you're going to draw a line down like this and a line across right here. It says here 4 ways. Yeah. So here underneath we're going to draw a number line. Now we're going to do this adding with a number line. Here we go. And whenever you get your number line, always start at 0. So draw your 0. Okay. Here we go. Those of you that have colored pens, use your colored pens, that's fine. So what is my first number? Negative 3. So I'm going to start at 0, and I'm going to use red for a negative, and that tells me to go 3 steps to the left. 1, 2, 3, and I land at negative 3. Next number I'm going to do with green, because it becomes a what? A positive. So this positive number is 7. So where did I land before? At negative 3. I'm going to start here, and I'm going to take 7 steps now to the right, because it's a positive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's see, where do I land? This one matches here, 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 and then we got 1, 2, 3. I land at what? 4. That's how we get that. Remember that? All right. From there, this top corner, we're going to label this ground 0. This is the only time I'm gonna label it so that you know what goes in this box right here. So I'm going to draw my ground 0 line right here. There it is. So far so good? Okay. So, bless you. We got negative 3. But how much dirt? 7. So check this out, bless you. Instead of drawing just the dirt over here, I'm going to draw it right here. We got 7 of dirt. So when we cover this, how much dirt am I going to have a hole left over or dirt? How much? So we're going to have 4 of dirt left over because this gets filled with 4 of this. Does that make sense? I mean, 3 of these. So far, so good? And the last one, this one's using the absolute value.
I remember.
You guys remember? Here we go. So let's write it out. -3 plus 7. So let's use a rule. I'm going to use blue for that. What is the absolute value of -3? 3. Absolute value of 7 is 7. Are they the same sign? No, so I subtract. What is 7 minus 3? What's my greatest absolute value? 7, so it's a positive. Did we get 4 for all of them? Yes, 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 and yes. See what we're doing? Is it refreshing your memory? Okay, do this next one by yourself, please. Am I going too fast or are we good? Okay, once again, if you have questions, ask the question, please. Okay? Here we go. Copy this one, example 2. Once again, add 4 ways, -4 plus -7. I'll give you guys some time to do that. Go. Okay, I hear everybody got what? -11. Hands if you got that. That is correct. Once again, and here's what it looks like. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 7 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do we have any 0 pairs? No. So then we just count whatever we have in front. So that's -11. That's how we get that. From there, you use the number line. With the number line, once again, we start with 0. Is that correct? Here's 0. And then the first number they tell us to represent is -4. We start at 0. We go 1, 2, 3, 4. We land at -4. What is my second number? -7. From here we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we should land at -11, and we're done. Are we there so far? All right. From there, ground zero. Here it is. We start with -4. But then they ask us to dig 7 more. Is that correct? So then what is the total? -11. So far so good? Then absolute value, -4 plus -7. What is the absolute value of -4? 4. Absolute value of -7? 7. Are they the same sign? Yes, I add, and if they're the same sign, that is a negative. That's how we get -11. Are we there so far? Okay, so with that said, copy this next one down. For this next one, you can use any method. Any method. Oh, sorry. My bad. Last one. Here it goes. Any method. Example 3. Example 3. -30 plus 7. What? -30 plus 7. Use any method. Any of the 4 methods. How we doing? Okay. Hands if you got it. Okay. All right. Whisper to your neighbor what you got. Okay. 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 So, yeah, that is correct. -23, you could have used any of the 4 methods. That's fine. So, at this point, I want you guys to open up your textbook to page 16, page 16. Those of you that didn't bring it, get a blank sheet of paper. You're going to copy the problem, the whole problem. Okay? Yes.
Got it. All 4 methods.
Okay. We're going to work on, your attention please, we're going to work on numbers 1 through 14. They're fairly simple. Now, everybody look up, please. Pens down. Pencils down. Your attention, please. Look at here on numbers 5, 6, 7, and 8. They use kind of like what we did. But instead of using pluses and minuses, they use reds for negatives, yellows for positives. But it's the same idea. Does everybody understand? Okay. See if you can work through those. I'll do a quick circulation to see how everybody's doing, and then at the end we're going to revisit this 15, the question on 15. Before you answer it, I want to go over it really quick. Okay? All right. Let's get to work. Okay. Question 15 on page 16. Let me see. Let me go to that. It's right there. Let me zoom in. It says, describe how to find the sum of -4 plus 2 and -4 plus -2 on a number line. Think about it. Using the number line. How would you find the sum of -4 plus 2? Think about it. What would be your process? Okay, write it in there. I first would do what? And then what? Who has it?
I did with you.
Okay, let's see. Sheriff, please. What would you write?
It's something about a zero pair makes you.
No, it says using, it says describe how to use the sum for using the number line.
Oh, number line. Okay, I didn't do that.
Okay?
I got it.
Okay, let's see.
I would go to -4, then to +2 to get the answer -2.
Oh, I would go to -4. Okay,
Put back in.
and then I'm waiting. How about I start at what? 0. Then take steps to the left if a negative number, or to the right if a positive number. Does that make sense? Okay, thank you. So, our homework for tonight is found on page 18, numbers 17 through 33 odd. Have a good one, guys. Turn in your homework on your way out. See you guys tomorrow.